evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever, whatever, however you all are. Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop, issue number 37. What? Number 37? I don't believe it. I'm beside myself. We're at number 37. Man, it's crazy to think. Like, I think it was like what, 147, 157 when it was the comic shop talk, and now we're under Clobby's comic shop, and now we're at number 37. That's crazy, man. So when you do legacy number, I mean, we gotta be close like 200, maybe a bit longer. I don't know. I actually haven't thought about it now that we're on the subject of it, but maybe that's a thing we can talk about and entertain for conversation. Should we count that as legacy numbers? Should we not? Either way, not a big deal because we're here to hang out, enjoy a few drinks, talk comics. So let's acknowledge these faces in the chat. What's up, FKC 2005? How you doing, Tornadoes? What's up, Tornadoes? Josh Hammond. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? Let's look here. Steven M. Kellell. How you doing, Steven? Hey, my guy, Steve Mitchum. What's up, Steve? He said, wow, those are some lungs. Jonathan Conroy. What's going on? My guy, Dave C. Let's talk to Dave C. earlier. I like Dave C. too. Big fan of Dave C. Two things. One, we are, of course, dual streaming on Rumble. If you want to remain on YouTube, I'm just, letting you know you have options because we should all have options. And having, in my opinion, is a wonderful thing. So that's the first thing. And then there's the second thing. And this is a big one for me. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of the big tubers outside of the, obviously, the outliers, Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic. A lot of people seem to be having issues with putting out long-form content on their channels. So I was like, okay, well, I worked on this video all damn day. I want to at least try to get some eyes on it. I don't expect it to get 1,000 views, but if I could get a few hundred of it, I think that'd be pretty cool. So what I'm alluding to here is this link in the chat. So this link right here is set for a premiere Monday morning at 9 o'clock Central. So if you're in California time, Pacific, you get up at 7, you get your big black coffee ready with you, and you get ready to watch this video here. This is 16 minutes. You go on this link and you set your reminder. This video is 5 Daredevil comics to read before/after watching Daredevil Born Again. And it's great because if you're someone who watched it, wait till it finished to watch it, you benefit from it. If you watch it right away after already seeing the 3 episodes, you benefit. If you didn't even give a shit to it, to just not watch the show at all, you benefit from it too. And it's not based on my 5 favorite comics. There are some favorites in there, I'll say that. But what I do is something a little bit different. And when you see what goes on this video, it's great. So I had a lot of fun doing this video. It took me, long time. The recording part was actually the easiest part. Just watching me go off on a tangent, talk about comics I love. That was actually the easy part. It was actually the cakewalk. It was throwing all the bits and pieces, the nuts and bolts to screw together to do the video. Like, I'm basically like, I'm the engine. I had to throw in the wheels, the brakes. I had to throw in the transmission. I had to put in all the fluids. I had to give myself the windshield. I had to give myself the seats. I had to give myself the fuel. And that was what I was doing all day today. Straight up all day today. I started work on it around, 8 something this morning. No, 9 actually. 9. I worked on it till like 3 or 4 p.m. So I basically did like almost like a work shift on it. So all I'm trying to get is I'm really happy with this video, and I would like as many eyes on as possible. So please set your reminders for this. And even if you're not up in the morning, by you going to this link and setting your reminder, you'll get a notification that way. Because I hear all the time people saying that they never get notifications. And this is the best way to ensure that, by clicking on that link and setting it as a reminder. That way, for sure, you'll get the closest thing to a reminder. Because, once again, Monday morning, I'm excited for that video. And you know what? That reminds me. I'm still getting used to this. I'm still getting used to this. What's up, Mike has bad knees? I just saw him in the chat on the Ripaverse channel. Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta get used to this now. This is a thing I started to do now. I got my suicidal hat back. Yeah. Like the Undertaker, the way I put the hat. And of course, I got them glasses. What's up, guys? Yeah, look at all these faces here in the chat. It's almost like I feel like I just became like a new identity. Like, hey, look at Madhouse Retro right there. Right there. I see him. I see you, Madhouse Retro, over on the Rumble side. How you doing, buddy? Man, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Daredevil video Monday morning. It's gonna be, I think, good. I think it's gonna be good. I hope you feel the same way that I do. What's up, D Bud? How you doing, dude? Nice to see you. Just I could have written episode 3 better. No, seriously. No, I have conflicted feelings on episode 3. There's things I actually liked about it, but there are definitely some things I had some problems with. Obviously, me and Paulie Latino Slant, who I had on Wednesday night, me, him, and Mark U the C. I think we had a really good conversation. We mostly, I'd say, the three of us kind of agreed that we liked it, but we definitely had our issues with it. So either way, though, this for the comics, though, I'm happy with what I pursued with the Daredevil comic books because you know what, the comics are a very oft ignored medium. Especially, you know, I hear that whole thing about like, oh, kids don't read nowadays. I'm like, yeah, sure, there are kids who are on their phones or iPads or whatever. Okay, great, fine. But also Dogman, Daredevil Wimpy Kid, manga, they still sell in the millions. And that's not my opinion. That's a fact. And it's not just my kids reading because my kids are great readers who love reading. And we do go to bookstores and seek out stuff to read because we have a shelf that needs a bigger shelf because the books are starting to pile on top of each other. Josh Hammond's like, yeah, people do read digital comics. Yeah, that's true. They do read digital comics. So I guess, I guess that's a segue to his first topic because, this is just an open show and my guys aren't here yet. You know what? I could carry shows solo until they get here. So for me, I've always seen generations of kids come and go, whether it was in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. Now, even earlier this week, I saw a young kid. If I had to guess, I saw him wearing like a book bag for school. And I asked him, hey, are you into One Piece? And he said, yeah, I love the books. And I was like, oh, look at that. See, he's young. He had to be in 5th, 4th grade. And that to me was nice. It's like, yeah, sure, he's not reading American comics at all, but clearly something got into his hands, whether it was because the manga came first or the animated show or the live Netflix show. That kid's reading. That kid is reading. And that's what's great. My oldest daughter, she has all the Dogman books. And yes, we did see the Dogman movie on night 1 because that's what we do. That's what our family does. That's what our family does. Subhuman, let's talk more. I'm going, hey, maybe right after we can do that. Maybe right after I would love to transition to that topic. But I definitely feel like this is a very important thing to get on starting with about the subject of reading and comics. Kids want to read, man. You just got to get the thing in front of them and see if it garners interest. Now, obviously, not everything's going to garner interest. Sadly, that just it comes with the territory of life. Like certain things, certain generations will latch onto more than others. You can't win them all. Don't mind me. I got a $2 super chat from Tornadoes. He says, pair character doing a shake sound. No, it's a pair that is doing a shake, and it's had the sign saying cool. Well, thank you for the $2, Tornadoes. I appreciate that, man. My kids are shoddy readers. Where that kind of those fuckers can't even spell right. Yeah, no. I'm like I do have kids who are good spellers, and the stuff they don't have down yet, they're working on. And I love seeing the dedication with the books. She also outside of Dogman, she likes she likes books on animals, like actual chapter book length books. She's read all the traditional Goosebumps books. And I'm talking about the original prints. And she's the type too where she'll read the crap out book where like the front cover starts to fall off. And even I had to be like, hey, you want me to get you a new copy of that one? No. She wants it as is. That's a reader's reader, not someone who's there to keep it all mint and looking nice and pretty forever. She's into reading for the story and just into the love, and she has an imagination then. And when she draws at home, which she's actually gotten pretty good at drawing, she uses that to her imagination and makes it translate. It's awesome to see. And for me, being a dad, it's really freaking inspiring to see. I love that. And now her younger sister's starting to dab a little bit in the drawing too, which is great. And then I got my guy Pablo here. And I don't know. Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey. Sorry, I was
No, you're good.
eating dinner. I was just trying to get here quickly because, to be honest, I have not wasted the entire day, but I have been doing nothing but reading comics.
Oh, nice. Dude.
Dude, I saw the final episode of season 3 of Invincible, and
It's
I was
good.
like, is there's a lot of good. Okay, I will
Yeah.
begin with they adapted a lot of the beats correctly. The final fight with Conquest
Mm-hmm.
was handled really well for the most part. Again, they lack the gore. When you see
Which is saying a
Conquest,
lot. This, if you only know the show, you're thinking
yeah,
it's gory. That should tell you something about the comic.
dude, they go. It's almost like is a copycat of Armstrong, the destroyed face and everything, and gray matter and everything.
Mm-hmm.
In the comic, it's a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
The head is more compact, but you can see the teeth getting inside of the flesh because he has been pounded with a Mark's head so hard that everything, the cartilage on the nose and everything, is just basically part of his brain. But there's no brain matter around,
Mm-hmm.
so it makes more sense when you see Cecil has him. And then what happened, I'm not spoiling. You are not reading the comics, so I will not spoil the rest, but the fight itself is not as gory as it should. And there's a couple of things that happened before, and when Eve is naked in the ground, there's a couple of reactions that are not exactly the same, so there's a bit. And also, I feel I read an interview that they made with one of the co-creators for Invincible, and he
Yeah.
says that they are adapting in the next season an arc that they never did
A
on the
new
comics.
storyline. I
Yeah,
read that. I
that
just read
is,
that earlier today.
yeah, it is basically Invincible going to hell, and that's interesting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were following just the comic, they have like three episodes before the big event that we have been expecting for a long
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
right? All this time, we have been hearing that the coalition is preparing for a war against the Viltrumites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have like 3 episodes, but they are going to do like a mid-season use of Invincible going to hell, and that worries me because that means they will take a whole season before going to the main dish. And the main dish, you have only been seeing foot soldiers for the Viltrumites, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's an empire. Well, what happened to the empire? And most importantly, if there's an empire, there should be an emperor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, there should be an emperor.
All the main dish, all the flavorful parts, is like they are not making us eat or broccoli, but they are having some extra food before the dessert, and I
Mm-hmm.
want the dessert. The Invincible comic is really, really good.
Oh, I know. It is a really good comic. I'm rereading it because I never finished it.
Okay.
B, I'm now it's been a long time, so now it's like some of it I remember very distinctively, and there's some things I forgot about, and I'm like reevaluating it, which is cool. And I'm actually right around the issue 50 something, which I know season
Oh,
3
okay, yeah,
takes
you're
a lot of
finishing season
influence
three.
from.
Yeah,
I'm right,
you
yeah,
are.
exactly right there. So I'm gonna get up there and that, but I do remember the arc being even more brutal, which is funny because
Yeah,
no, this is one of the few shows I guess you could say I do hear from normies on. This is one of the very few that I do hear from normies
yeah,
on. I hear the normies talk about how brutal this show is. And, I'm happy that they like it and they think it's not crazy because then I had to tell them, well, guess what? The comic is far more brutal. And you should see the expressions because they think the show is the most craziest shit ever. And they're like, how can you get more brutal? It does get more brutal.
yeah,
Which is that weird to say a thing to say like because in any other instance this would be the most brutal thing ever, but because the comic book was even crazier, it's a good unique issue to have because there were some parts like in some of the episodes are they were nailing some of the dialogue word for word verbatim from
hmm
the books, and it seems like from what I loosely remember from the issues on this era, it seems like they're taking some moments, even panel for panel. I mean, once again, maybe that's just my memory being having rose-colored glasses, or it's actually happening. But from what I'm hearing from comic book fans, that no, apparently they are taking some more comic influence more than ever this time around.
yeah.
So
There's
cool.
a moment when Conquest says, "I take the good with the bad,"
Mm-hmm.
that they actually nail it.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the most brutal moments of the whole fight. Is
Mm-hmm.
basically the final moment of the whole fight,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes the fight sweeter because of it. Because Mark is actually fighting for his life and the life of everybody he loves. He's trying to do something, and Conquest is just enjoying himself. He revels on pain in destruction, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not even him causing it, it's the existence of pain. So he feeling pain is actually joyous to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
the best moment of his life. There's somebody that may actually kill him. That's fun as fuck.
Yeah, it is fun. It's really fun. So on Mars Monkey Mex said, dudes, don't worry about normie. Those are people picking butts. That's why
Mhm.
you're right. Here's the thing though. Here's what I gotta mention though. Um, we do need the normies to a point. And not as like an always thing, but in order to have stuff like this sustain, you do got to have a bit of a normie crowd to maintain these types of things so they keep going. A lot of niche things don't always maintain. I mean, before, and I've talked to a lot of Trekkies on this. I've heard a lot of Trekkies, pre 2009 Trek tell me that, yeah, Star Trek a lot of times was hanging on by a thread because of how niche it was. So
Yep.
there was times where it was always teetering on the edge of
Well, it depends on the
cancellations of
series.
many variations, and I'm sure
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
true too.
Because
Well,
if
what I'm
you
trying
go,
to get at is that, and I'm not saying Invincible needs to
Mhm.
water itself down to that. I'm just saying that it does help to have that audience there. Now, yeah, you have people that come and go, but hopefully there'll be if it's a generation that's passed on by, hopefully that there could be a new generation to replace those exiting
Mhm.
audience members. So it's kind of like anything that latches on to more than one generation. You'll have some people stick around. You're going to have some people who are in it because of the thing you like at the moment. And well, if it's something that stands the test of time, you're going to have people who are replace the first generation of the giant come latelys with the new giant come latelys. You're going to have a bit of a balance of both. And I do feel like Invincible is going to be one of those shows that can maintain a generation or two of audience members. So it is also good to get eyes on the book because you want one thing, one normie, granted, he's just one and at one employer. He did ask me, what Invincible comic should I read? You know how
oh,
easy it is.
main
I'm not
144.
joking either. Like I don't want out his name. I'll let you know in the private chat his name. But um, this guy, he is like, hey, where do I start? I'm like, well, here's the simple spot. You could start at number one because there's only one core Invincible book. And I
Mhm.
let him know there's some, offshoots, mini series,
Hmm.
one shots. But if you really want to know where it all began, it'll straight. This is where it started, and this is where it stopped, which is cool. And now I'm like, no, if you want to get into where you're at season 3 because it's the recent thing, well, you can go around this particular era with these issues. So Invincible has one huge advantage that a lot of Marvel and DC books don't. And you know, a lot of you in the chat, you've been here before, so you probably already know where I'm going with this. They have great jumping on and jumping off points for normies and potential new customers. Invincible has that advantage. I saw that shit play out to The Walking Dead's advantage when that was an ongoing comic when the core show is going. Now, personally, I only watched the first season of The Walking Dead. I never read the comic, but I'll tell you what, man, I saw more new customers coming in either for single issues or for trades of The Walking Dead than I did see for more new customers coming in because they like the Avengers movie.
Mm.
That should tell you something. When The Walking Dead is gaining comic readers and the Avengers is not. Now, the Avengers is lucky because they already have a core base who will buy it just because it exists as a comic. So ultimately, it's still going to sell more ultimately at the end of the day because it was already a default, more mainstream comic. But the fact is, at least The Walking Dead had the advantage of gaining new readers in an indie market. That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
That's a very tough thing to crack. And Kirkman, and I'll admit, I've got my opinions on Kirkman, positive and negative. Even though I'm currently enjoying his Void Rivals comic that takes place in the Aaron John universe, which I love, by the way. Void Rivals has been kicking ass, especially this week's issue. But he has really caught a few lightnings in some bottles with The Walking Dead and Invincible. And I'm hoping he takes his family martial arts story and firepower and makes that into something as well. If he said, Nick, what should I do? I'd say, you make that shit to an animated miniseries. And then, boom, we're off to the races, Robert. You're welcome. Go ahead, Pablo. It's not like you want to add something.
About you, what you were saying of people recognizing more the Avengers, but not being as prompt to buy the comics, is because the Avengers brand morphed. At some point, with the movies and everything, it morphed. It was no longer comic book characters. It was movie characters that people recognize. They didn't care about the comics, right? They care about what they had on hand, what they could see. But obviously, comics were way more niche and way more separated from everything. So is a different beast completely, right? But if you think about Invincible, Invincible is doing something that Daredevil couldn't, and maybe pisses me off a bit because I'm more, I'm a Daredevil guy, so not Daredevil. I always mix Hellboy and Daredevil. God damn it!
Because the religious element.
Indeed. No, I'm a Hellboy guy. You know me. I'm a Hellboy guy.
You got me on Hellboy, man.
I got you
me on it.
Right?
You got Clobby on it. And he was originally not for it.
Whew. That was an accomplishment. That was a real accomplishment. It's Mignola's accomplishment, to be honest, because the quality on Hellboy is way better than the quality that he displayed on some of the Marvel stuff that Clobby didn't like. So I understand why he didn't like those. But Hellboy is special, man. It's something really special. But it was a niche franchise that got some access to the normies because of the Del Toro movies. People got into it, even though it was not a perfect translation of the character. Here, Invincible is almost a perfect translation of the characters, just not the level of violence. And it goes longer. It has way more staying power because it's a series. So one episode each week, a month or two of people talking about it, and then the expectation for the next season of the series and everything. It's better on the turn to get normies in the franchise, to get people interested. Hellboy didn't have that because it was just movies, and the other movies have officially sucked.
Mm-hmm.
The Crooked Man had a bit of good elements. It was still shit, man. The Toro is the only one that tried to do something with Hellboy, and he failed.
Mm-hmm.
He also failed with The Hobbit at the same time because he was doing too many projects and he didn't accept the right ones. Yeah, it is what it is. But I feel like Invincible has a better chance to access into the normies and being a franchise that people will hang on to for longer.
Mm-hmm.
But the series, unless they are doing this, we adapt something that we didn't get in the book too much. They have 4 seasons at best,
Mm-hmm.
8 seasons if they stretch the Viltrumite war too much. But that's it. They have 4 to 5 seasons of show,
Mm-hmm.
so it will end at some point, and the ending is really sweet. Will people stay? That's another worry.
The
And
challenges
yeah.
of crossing mediums with this stuff and getting that audience, it man, you never know. That's the thing. You can never be too sure of is you never know. Once in a while you'll get some sure bets, but that's the exception, not the rule nor the expectation.
Mhm.
A lot of times they just don't. It's not a admission of quality or lack thereof. It just a lot of things just don't take off. And I think a lot of people tend to always take these two ideas that when something doesn't take off, it must not be good. Those things are not always linked to each other. Things just happen. You can take that with movies, you can take that with comics, you can take that with music. It just happens. There's so many great things out there that never take off. It's sadly just the very brutal nature of the beast.
Yeah. Although, if they can do this,
Doc Fortune. Oh, that's great. You know what? This is my opportunity to get the book done now. Now that
oh, it's
I'm
no,
in
it's
the
done. There's
well, I
some.
know it's done. I know it
Yeah, yeah.
finished years ago. It's just I dropped off. I dropped off initially. I think that
Oh,
was
okay.
around like issue 90 or something. So now that I'm
Oh,
going to
then you see, I'm not spoiling anything if I say the rematch with Conquest is one of the
no,
sweetest
you're not.
things ever.
No, you're
Okay,
not. I
that
know he
rematch.
dies later on, but that's about it. That's all I know, and that's fine. I'm still gonna check out the Battle Beast series when it comes out in May from
Oh yeah,
Kirkman
they are
and
making
Otley.
one.
They are making one, so I'm going to be checking that out. Going to my local comic shop and getting that book. So we got a few great comments here I want to acknowledge, and it's because we're having such a great conversation. That's why forgive me, chat, for not getting today's. I just when Pablo and I go, we fucking go. So that's a good sign when it's a good show. My guy Subhuman said only comics I read this week was Red Coat, Witchblade, Flash Gordon, Transformers, and 90 Spider-Man. I read Red Coat, absolutely amazing. Transformers, loved it. Flash Gordon as well. Right.
Yeah.
Our buddy Caster, he really likes Witchblade. I haven't read yet. I've read those three. Void Rivals. What was the other one?
Did you
Geiger,
ever
which
go
is pretty
to
good.
Space Ghost?
I didn't get to Space Ghost. I'm waiting for the trade on that one, and I'm trying to think of the year. I still need to read Jupiter's Legacy finale, the
Oof.
conclusion issue,
I
and
have
which I
heard good
can't wait to
things.
finish. I can't wait to finish. And what's the other one that I read?
Wait,
Why
so you haven't get to finish yet?
Jupiter's Legacy finale?
Yep.
I'm one issue away. I'm gonna read it tomorrow.
God damn
So
it, you didn't get the joke.
I don't get the joke. Maybe I'm
You
retarded.
didn't go to climax to finish.
Fuck! Ah, okay, it flew past me. Okay,
God damn it.
you got me with the flying past me. Okay. Anyway. Oh no, it was a big week for me for newer
Ridus
comics, which is
Interruptus.
unusual, but it was a very welcoming thing to have because it's not something that always happens to me per se. Tornadoes with another $2 says hold on, never mind. It's from earlier. Never mind. Don't mind me, dude. No pressure, by the way. I just What's up, Conan by Crumps? Does someone get Nick Weiser or Pepsi right now? See what you did there. How's it going, Barbarian? Let's see here. There's another great comment here. Oh, that wasn't our $2. Never mind. Okay, so that wasn't our $2. Now I know I'm retarded. See, guys, you get to watch me make mistakes thinking that, oh, I got super chat. No, I didn't get super. No, it actually was another $2 pair saying cool. You just saw that shit happen in real time, folks. You just got to see straight up retardation. So,
Nick, I need to tell you this.
tell me.
Don't ever apologize for being retarded. Remember, retarded people have been under control of this planet for a long time.
You
I'm
got
just
a
saying.
valid point. You make a very, very valid point. Okay. Point taken. Oh, what was the other one, Adrian? This week's Aquaman, the only DC book that I'm reading now, from Jeremy Adams. I'm really enjoying that as
Is
well.
it still good?
I'm still enjoying it.
I'm waiting for the drop off.
With Jeremy Adams, I'm not expecting it. Obviously, me and Andrew, our buddy Andrew Rodriguez from Rippaverse,
Mhm.
he read all of Jeremy Adams's Flash run post Tom King destruction with Heroes in Crisis, and what Andrew told me was pretty much everything that everyone else who kept reading Flash said. It was the redemption of Wally West successfully done. And he's also writing Flash Gordon currently.
Yeah,
he's also been writing
that,
Green Lantern for 20 plus issues now. And my buddy Wes from Thinking Critical, he reads it, he loves it, and he's almost 2 years in, and he's been enjoying it still. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give his Aquaman a shot since I'm really loving his Flash Gordon. And I've seen Jeremy M speak on YouTube shows, Mark Miller's Miller Time. He is such a genuine dude, lover of comics, obsessed with the medium. Also, really understands the characters that he writes. He doesn't just latch onto a book just to advance his career. He knows continuity. He's harkening back to his Aquaman with Aquaman. He's harkening back to continuity shit I forgot about and shit I never even read, admittedly, as well. And he doesn't have to do that, but he's doing that. And I thought, damn, that's cool. I love what Jeremy Adams is onto. And then last comment here from Duck is Invincible is a good and genuine series and doesn't try to subvert your expectation. And Lorraine Johnson sends the phrase, I look forward to watching it play out. You're right. And yes, the artwork in Flash Gordon is fantastic.
Invincible. Yeah, Invincible kind of plays with the tropes, acknowledges the basics, kind of does something similar to Watchmen and the Boys, that is going for that evil Superman trope. But here is the important thing. They acknowledge that the evil Superman trope doesn't work. Needs to be another thing moving that. And the evil Superman can have a redemption and actually become a good Superman. So the comic understands heroism on a level that I will say, for example, The Boys. At least the series doesn't really. The comic, I have read enough to know that it understands. It's still satirizing superheroes, but it understands superheroes. The series knows shit about superheroes. They don't understand fucking anything. Sorry about that.
No, it's funny when you're talking about this. You were actually onto something that I was about to hit on, and I'm still gonna just really expand on what you said. But I rather let you finish it, and then I'll expand on that.
It's basically that you have that feeling on Invincible that they redeem Omni-Man, and that he has a path to becoming not a good person, but still be heroic. Still, he killed a lot of people, but right, you have that moment of but. Normally, with these kind of characters, Ozymandias, when you are at the end of Watchmen, Ozymandias is irredeemable. You cannot return to a good character with Ozymandias.
Mhm.
With Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan is basically so detached from humanity that is no longer a point thinking if he's a villain or a superhero. Is nonsensical. He's a god.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
I see Josh Hammond's comment here. He says evil Superman trope is a tired cliche at this point.
yeah.
And here's the thing. One, you are right. And I've heard a lot of people in comic sphere, animation sphere, have noticed about Omni-Man and the evil Superman trope. And there are people who don't know the comics and they say, oh, great, another evil Superman. So to them, it's a new thing, and that it's just another thing that latched onto the trope. But the thing is, the Invincible comic started in the early 2000s, very early 2000s. A lot of people don't know that. So that trope,
Isn't
they were
issue
laying on that
198?
trope, huh?
I thought issue 1 was 98.
Maybe it's even older. Well, then all you're doing is just validating the point that I'm trying to allude to further, that this comic was doing it before everyone else is doing it. Because even though the Boys show came out a few years before the Invincible show did, the
Mhm.
Invincible comic started what, a few years sooner, if not half a decade sooner. All I'm just trying to say is that the Invincible Omni-Man thing, they were going on that angle of the character of Omni-Man before it was trendy. They weren't the first to do it, sure. They weren't the first, but they were one of the first to get in on it before it became
Oh, they were direct with
a
that.
full-on trope.
I don't know if you have read issue 0, Free Comic Book Day issue.
For Invincible?
Yeah, for Invincible.
No.
Okay, this is the explanation of issue number 0. Is
Mm-hmm.
basically that scene that you had with Mark getting into Amber's room and telling her that he's a superhero, but
Mm-hmm.
instead of Amber being a bitch, is Amber from the comics that is a darling. And it's just she asking Mark about things, and he explains the beginning of the plot, including Omni-Man being evil and everything, up
Mm-hmm.
to I believe right after when Omni-Man leaves Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So he explains not everything, but he gets a good retelling of some points of the story, including him getting his powers, all the training, things that happen, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that scene that they adapted for the series of him talking with Amber, and they were straight up direct with Omni-Man is going to be a bad guy. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that Omni-Man will turn into a good guy, and the full explanation is that he always was a bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But issue 0 already tells you that Omni-Man kills people, already tells you that Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Globe and everything. So it's structured in a way that tells you all you need to know.
So it lays out a lot of groundwork right
Yeah,
out the bat.
exactly.
It doesn't, you're not having your hand being carried along slowly but surely on the way. They let you know right off the bat that, hey, we're going into this.
Yeah,
And Doc
the
Fortune clearly knows. He like us, he knows. He says all the evil Superman shit is just ripping off Invincible.
basically, yeah.
Yep. And you know
Well,
what?
that
Doc
and
Fortune's
Watchmen.
right. He's not right. And I know Josh Hammond, he says here, I didn't know Invincible's being I thought, and that's fair, man. You're not the only one. A lot of normies and or casual comic fans who, let's just say they know the evil Superman trope, but they're not really well versed in comics outside the big two. To a lot of people, it's new. And to a lot of people, they think because this show came out after The Boys, it must be new, even though the Invincible comic started quite a few years before The Boys comic did.
Yep.
No, Invincible was in on the ground for us. It's just the time of it it's coming out at a time where it's a very trendy trope. The timing of it is. It's very, like, and I don't blame normies for it, because I probably would think the same thing. If I had never read the comic, I would think that. And yeah, Josh, hey, clarifies, but I'm a casual fan, and that's fine, man. I appreciate your honesty with that, and that's fine, because not everyone's just gonna know things like that. So it's nice to be able to be a point of reference, a little bit of a guide for some.
Also,
with
his
that. And
image.
Dira said DC did, yeah, well, yeah, and that's a fact. All I'm getting at here is that this company made it. Invincible is one of the few that was not doing it as a point where it was trendy, because a lot of that, and maybe you could say Homelander was right before it was trendy, right before, but then right around the Injustice, that was when it was getting
Um, I
really
I just
trendy.
want to make a correction. J.T. Kirk says Evil Superman was in Injustice, Gods Among Us. Yes, but Evil Superman was already a thing in the Superman movies from the Donner era.
Superman Red Sun as
Yep.
well. Superman from
Also,
Mark Millar, which
they
is oddly, and that also negates the whole, like, yeah, we still need to have Superman as a good guy at the
mhm,
end of the day. It still does, and that was, I think, that may have come out right around the time The Boys did, if not a year or two before, one or the other. So my timeline may be off, chat, but yeah, Superman Red Sun was early 2000s. I can
yeah.
say that for a
And
fact.
there's also another universe. I think it's not called Superman in that universe. It's called Ultraman or something like that. Or
Well,
the
that you're
symbol is a
thinking
U.
something else. You're thinking of something else. You're
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of
yeah. But
the,
that
yeah.
was that's another universe, and that's also a Naval Superman, and
Mm-hmm.
they had Superman, and they had a lot of different versions of evil Superman
Mm-hmm.
along the main continuity where Superman is just the good guy, is the ultimate Boy Scout, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Dearest right here with the great yeah, and no, he's right once again. Dearest is another guy who knows his comics. There's a good twist around the time Marvel rebooted Super Prime Power. Did a little twist with Hyperion. Yep. Then you got Hyperion, got the Sentry. Yeah, this was a big. Yeah,
yeah,
oh god,
but
yeah, dude. The amount of
centering,
copycats, it got irritating. And
yeah,
Josh Henry, Earth 3, yeah, the Crime Syndicate.
correct.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the trope of actually trying to make it the main continuity of an evil Superman or an evil Superman like character,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that take basically strength after Watchmen. It
Mm-hmm.
was Alan Moore that was really happy with his creation and everything, and then he ended it hating it because people love it. And he was like, all those comics that you love, they are bullshit, and here's the real version of your characters. They will be terrible people. And it became the main way of trying to get apart from the childish nature of comics, while the childish nature of comics gave you a lot of access to do some fucked up things. And I mean it. If you have read some of the deaths on Spider-Man, fucking hell, man. They go hard. And I'm not even going to DC because in DC you have the lady in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Is a cold story, yeah. But what can I say? Maybe I'm not warm to that kind of situations.
Elmo the game was he got the
Yep.
crack of it. No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Alan Moore is crazy, man.
Oh, I know.
I used
And
to
the funny
respect
part is,
him.
as crazy as he is, he's one of the few guys that still gets Superman right, even though
Yep.
he's batshit.
Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow?
Yep. He. It's so funny how there are guys who, let's just say, who seem less than insane. We can always debate whether they actually are. That's a separate story for another day. But as far as perception goes, he knows how to write Superman, and he is more perceivably more insane than a lot of guys who seem slightly more sane than him. And yet he nails it. And there's guys like the Tom Kings of the world who I guess you could say are just a bitch. They're not insane. Um, and they can't write characters like that to save their lives.
They want to
He
write
is
that.
crazy, and he can write Superman.
Yeah.
Sometimes two things can be true, Pablo. Imagine that. Wow.
The thing is that people like Tom King are trying to write something dark from the
Mhm.
perspective of basically a 12-year-old boy
Mhm.
that has not met real darkness, has not met people actually dying, things going to hell, a reality crumbling, and the only thing that you can hold to is hope,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So when you have actually seen darkness, you know the value of light. But when you are trying to act as basically an emo kid, it's just that it's an emo kid that is going with dark clothes and weirdo hairdo and trying to say I'm darkness when he's like I'm darkness, dude. It's just that it's a kid
Oh, you're
pretending.
right. You're right. That's
And
the phrase. You're
Alan
right.
Moore, for whatever reason, he's fucked up. Alan Moore is fucked up, but he
Mhm.
has seen his deal of absolute despair.
Mhm.
At one
Mhm.
point or another, he met a terrible fate. And he knows exactly what to do when you are in the deepest shit possible.
Mhm. No, you're right. He
The
does.
Yeah, the journal on the mail, or the journal is finding the journal, depending on if you are in the movie or you are in the comic, whatever. Uh, from Rorschach is hope. Is the darkness won? The truth will be hidden, but people will be together.
Mhm.
And the journal is despair is coming, but there's light in there. There's truth in there. So you have that sensation of Rorschach didn't fail. Rorschach told his story. Rorschach told whatever people need to know.
Mhm.
There's also these different touches of
Oh.
humanity throughout Watchmen that are they give you a good
Well,
sense of humanity.
I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
Well, all right.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
you
maybe
slip
you
out and
need.
you slide back in.
Yep.
We'll ring you in when you can hear us. Really quickly, Subhuman has a great comment here. It says Tom thinks he's the 21st century Alan Moore. Well, yeah. And here's the thing.
He ain't.
I Alan Moore is a better actor. Whether you like him or hate him, he is clearly a better actor. And I'll admit, and this is probably one of the few things Clobby and I guess you could say we had our, I guess you could say disagreements on, but we weren't completely in disagreement. I like a Watchmen comic. I don't love it. I'm not as big about it as everyone else is, but I like it. I respect what it's done for comics, and also I hate what it's done for comics simultaneously. But I do respect it as a story as a whole. I do like it. It's
You
a
know,
comic I do
even
appreciate.
yeah,
No, that
even
all
after
said, he's an actual writer. Unlike Tom King. Unlike fucking Tom
indeed.
King. What's up, Courtney and Release McCracken? Long time no see to both of you. And welcome Batmobile as well. Also, I'm going to plug this again for our chat here. And I apologize, guys, for the spam. But because we have a considerable amount of you, I'm going to do this plug again. Please save this link on your reminders. Right click, put this link on your reminders. This is going to premiere Monday morning. So if you're on Central Time, this would be 9 o'clock Pacific, 7 Eastern, 10. This is 5 comics to read before or after watching Daredevil Born Again. And everyone wins
Oh,
from this video
I have.
because if
Hmm.
you are waiting for the show to finish, you benefit from this video. If you are watching right now, you benefit. If you have absolutely zero intention of watching the show, you benefit from this video too. This is a 16-minute video. And well, let's just say for those of you who weren't here earlier, I busted my tail on this. So I'd like for there to be more than a few eyes on this one. So please right click, save the link on there. When you click on the link, it'll show you to set a reminder for when this premieres. Please set that reminder. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And thank you guys. Also, welcome back, the common nerd, sir. How are you?
I don't think he
No, he don't
hears.
hear us. He don't hear
Yep.
us. Yeah, he's not responding.
Let me
We
write
hear him
something on the
too.
table
That's the
chat.
crazy part.
Yeah.
His mic is off. Yeah, he sees like he's
You're muted.
common. You're muted. But he's also not responding either. Head Dave is like muted. What's up, Deeple? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Pablo's letting him
reading.
know.
Oh,
We
oh,
see your mic is off. Common's having trouble getting it up on stream. I can say that because I can't respond.
dude, one time I read one of the wildest stories ever. It was about a guy. I think he was an actor on Hollywood, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets desperate for money. He starts traveling the world and everything, and he somehow gets convinced to do an adult show live,
Mm-hmm.
like an adult movie that you will see, but that act done live.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to run from the stage because he couldn't get it up. So he returned to Hollywood to act. Yeah, he was so frustrated as a professional artist of that kind that he had to go back to the United States to act on Hollywood because he was frustrated.
Wow. Common, can you hear us?
Yes, dude.
Nice.
This thing went went all weird. Like it picked every setting that didn't work. Like I've never had this problem before. I had to go through and manually adjust all the audio and the camera and everything.
You need to adjust your volume just a bit.
What?
Just a tiny bit.
Just adjust it just a tad up, by the way, for clarification. Up.
Oh, okay.
We need you to get it up for us on stream.
Giggity. How about now? Is that better?
No.
Really? That maxed it all the way out in the back of here. Weird. How about now?
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Now we can hear you.
Auto mic adjust.
In the back. There's a little fuzz, but we can hear your voice clearly.
Okay, good. That's probably the dryer. It'll be done soon.
That's fine. We can tolerate it.
All right, sweet.
How you doing, man? It's good to see you again.
Yes, you too. Sorry I've been absent. Life's been crazy. Having two babies in diapers right now is wild and nuts. So yeah, but we're back at it now. We're up and running again. So yeah. Dinner was late, but it was good. It was a pizza bake. So.
Did you just say you had two babies in diapers?
Mm-hmm.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can smell it.
Smell that shit, baby.
It's way worse than that. It is way worse than that. Horse manure ain't got nothing on baby diapers. Oh man, but yeah.
Oh man, that was a perfect opportunity.
That was fucking disgusting. It grosses me out every fucking time. Oh, fucking grosses me out every time.
I love.
But yeah,
talks.
it's been fucking fun though. It's been fucking fun. Holy shit. There was there's something I was gonna ask you guys about because you guys know these artists and like these writers' actual fucking names and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you if either one of these guys are worth a shit. I'll find them. It's in my bookmarks right now. I'm looking for it. There we go. Jonathan Hickman is the writer and the artist is Federico Vicente and Ivan Coelho.
Jonathan Hickman is a writer that is very conflicting. I love his indie stuff. And now, obviously, me and Andrew, once again, Andrew from Reverse, we have had conflicting conversations on Jonathan Hickman. Because when he does stuff that is Marvel, DC, he mainly does Marvel, outside of his independent work, I feel like his work is very slow. He's not a bad writer. He knows story, he understands structure, he understands characters, continuity. But I feel like he has a problem where his stories are way too slow. Now, my buddy Wes from Thinking Critical, I do a weekly show with him on his Patreon. Which, by the way, chat, you should all subscribe to that.
Absolutely.
And I watch all his videos on Ultimate Spider-Man, which is going on for a year long now. And from what I've gathered on. Basically, this is kind of like a summary of Wes's thoughts on Ultimate Spider-Man. It seems like in the first year, and take what I say with a pinch of salt, I'm not the all-knowing. It sounded like Peter Parker was not in his Spider-Man suit for even Not even half of those 12 issues.
Oh,
And then there was
bullshit.
even less action in those issues. No, he's never said once that it was bad. He's not. To be
Right.
fair. He said there are some issues, if you read these stories in isolation, you would love them. But one of the biggest problems is that we've gotten so much of this that
Right.
it's dragging its ass on its feet. And a Spider-Man comic needs to have action, needs
Oh,
to
yeah.
have it pretty
yeah.
frequently. It doesn't need to be all the time. It's not like a Punisher book where that is probably even more reliant on it. And it looks like Dearest must be reading. He says slow burn first. Yeah, it sounds like the second arc wasn't much different.
Yeah.
No,
He
about the artist.
he says like it's overall not a bad book, but he says he feels like the hype for it is overhyped because it's a well written book, but we don't need this slow Spider-Man book where there's hardly any action and even less of him in this suit. The one good caveat to it, a few good caveats to it. It sounds like one. Granted, it's not the main universe; it's the ultimate continuity. He's got Peter and MJ together, and they have a family, and he's got a pretty good artist in Marco Cacchetto, who I do like. Marco Cacchetto's pretty solid. So, Jonathan Hickman also, I feel like he doesn't. My buddy Aaron Sparrow said this. He doesn't always human well his characters.
They're not very
doesn't always
relatable
human
sometimes.
well. The way he writes characters, apparently people think he saw Wes's videos and took that criticism to heart, and apparently he writes his characters better on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Nice.
Maybe has some, and once again, that's just theorizing here.
Right, of course.
I could be wrong. We're geeks. We speculate. I have no incentive to want to give that type of book a shot. If Wes was, let's just say, if Wes was more invested in that book,
he was like, "It's the best thing ever. It's amazing."
If he was invested in that book the same way he is with Transformers, Green Lantern,
right,
Conan, Rogue Exodus, I would actually incentivize myself to go out and check it out. But I see how his reaction is, and it doesn't inspire any confidence in me.
Right, not worth your time or your money.
Yeah,
no, I'm not. I'm not settling for pretty good. I'm not saying for pretty good, and even more so, I'm not selling for a bunch of even if it is. Like, I need to have a book with Spider-Man that's going to have a bit more of a
audio kind of chopped up, but we got the main. Yeah,
we got your point. But yeah, you were kind of roboting up there at the end for some reason.
Something that I wanted to say about you also say the name of the artist, Federico Vicenti. He has been Vicentin actually. He has been working on Marvel for quite a while. Most of the things that he has worked on are shit, especially because he has been working on. Not the art is gorgeous.
Oh, okay. So it's just the stories is where working on shit.
Oh, no,
I got you.
Some of the drawings that he has done for Spider-Man, her ass looks gorgeous. It's just absolutely spot on. No, the real issue is that he has been working with Miles Morales comics, with mostly Spider-Man and X-Men shit. And I will tell you, quality of the art, sometimes really good. Quality of the stories are garbage.
Well, so because that's why I was going to ask. This is why I was asking, because this I found on Discussing Films today. Nick, I shared it on the thingy. But yeah, he's working on, so it's Imperial. So Marvel Comics announces Imperial, a 4-issue limited series from Jonathan Hickman and artists from Victor Vincini and Ivan Coelho. So the series launches June and will set up new Marvel cosmic books.
So does that mean the first 3.5 issues are going to be all talking?
Right, that could be a slow burn.
And then the last 5 pages of the last issue is going to have action.
Right. Yeah.
That's my concern. Now, Josh Hammond, to answer your question, are we talking about the Ultimate? It was just kind of like a segue since Cameron brought up Jonathan Hickman. That's why I'm mentioning that. And Jeremy Winfield, what's up, my dude? He
Hey.
celebrates 4 months of being a member. Jeremy,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you for, you know what? We haven't done a toast tonight. We're now into the
Oh,
show.
cheers.
This one goes out to Jeremy Winfield and also to Tornadoes for the 2 super chats. Thank you, 2 gentlemen. I
Cheers.
appreciate the fuck out of both of you guys. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
it's
go.
good. That's
But yeah,
good.
that's just why I was asked. Oh crap! Not that button.
It's okay. It's so weird because Jonathan Hickman is not a bad writer. It's unfortunate because he's not a step above competent. He's very competent.
Yeah, but
Right.
he's from the
just very
pretentious era.
frustrating. He's very frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. He's from the pretentious era where they think that they can keep the person enjoying their comics forever because they write so good that no matter if they send the character to buy groceries on the store, people will be still interested. And it's not like that. You need to give us something that actually works, something to hold on. And there's a lot of these slow-paced comics where they don't even get a resolution at the end because they are out of time. They don't have more pages. They just have to rush everything. Just go steady, progress your story. If you need a moment just to plateau the story because you need attention, do it, but don't do it too long. And then finish. Just get to a finish. Try to make it.
Holy shit. Keely Charles in Hong Kong. What's up, Keely?
Ooh, nice.
How you doing, buddy?
What's up,
We got a
Keely?
good crowd in here tonight. 20 people hanging out with us, just listening to us chat. Hopefully you're all having drinks, and if you're a straight edge, well, just kick back and enjoy the show warm and smoothly. But I'm
miss
so
alcohol.
glad we got a good crowd here tonight. This is fucking
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Dude.
I love
Talking
it.
about I miss alcohol. This week I had the chance to eat cheese for the first time in a long time. And you know what? Cheese is magical. Cheese is basically the
Cheese is life.
European version of MSG. It's just pure umami. The flavor is so good. The texture was perfect. I cannot go to heart on cheese yet. I cannot go to pizza yet. But goddamn, enough cheese made me happy. Well, a little of cheese was already good enough to make me happy.
I just thank God every day I wasn't born in a third world country.
Oh no, it's not because of that. I have a couple of issues with my gallbladder and my liver.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So
glad
I have
that's
been
getting
able
better
to
then.
eat. I have not been able to eat many things with fat. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
mostly fatless stuff. And there's a lot of shit. I cannot alcohol. I cannot drink alcohol. And normally, I'm not that much of an alcohol drinker. Right now, I will go wasted because I miss it so much. Small things, man. Just
Well,
small things.
health has to come first. Once you
Yeah.
get healthy again, then you can go back to having fun.
Cheese
Oh,
is life.
fucking
Jeremy's right. Cheese is life.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
love
This is
cheese.
life. Yeah.
Dude,
I had a rare moment earlier today. So I took a break from working on my Daredevil video, and I caught lightning in a bottle. Usually, when you get pizza from even local joints, if there's one red flag of getting pizza from anywhere, whether it's local joints or chain, is when you get by the slice because you have no idea of how long it's been sitting there in that spinning rack. Well, the slice I had today was the exception. It was steaming hot and it was perfect. They must have just thrown that on the rack as I got there. Maybe I didn't see them do it.
Nice.
I could not believe I did because I just had a really bad craving because I hadn't had pizza in like 3 or 4 days, which is in Nick world that's crack for me, and that's
I
considered
haven't
like
eaten
several
pizza in
weeks.
months.
So when I had that slice, I'm like, God damn, I haven't had a pizza by a slice this good in several years. Holy shit-a-roni, Batman. Like fuckery fuckadoo. I couldn't believe it. But now I look back, I believe it because it happened. It was a great slice. And now I'm like, do I go to that place but got that specific time? I don't know. I may not even want to mess with that mode. Just don't go back because I had such a lightning in a bottle moment. Now, if I've ordered from this particular local joint when it comes to their delivery pizza, it's pretty good. Not my favorite in the era, but it's a solid pizza. It's one. It's like if that was your first pizza, I would say you did good. If that was your first pizza, you did very good. It's a good 7-1, 7-2 pizza, which considering how much great pizza is out there, that's a good score. I don't think people forget how valuable sevens are in the world. And that's really unfortunate because there's amazing shit out there. That's a 7 out of 10.
Great pizza is really difficult to get right.
Yes. Oh
Because
yeah.
a lot of people think that it's just the sauce or having good quality toppings or the cheese being matured or low water so it doesn't release any moisture to the dough. That's all good. If you don't have the right bread, dude, just getting the bread right, getting the dough correct, leaven it perfectly so it will just make those lovely bubbles on the crust and it will be crispy and perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Is magic. When
It
you know
is.
how to do good bread and just add
Mm-hmm.
some basic tomato sauce and some good matured cheese,
Mm-hmm.
that's already heaven.
Oh yeah. Oh
Add
yeah.
some meats on that and fucking
Oh,
hell, we got
dude,
meat.
I'm that Vince McMahon meme right now, where they show his face reacting. He's like, "Wow!" Like I'm the Vince McMahon meme in real life. And JT Kirk said it's the IGN pizza. So if Pizza by
always
the
the same.
Slice is the IGN pizza, does that make Little Caesars $5 ready to go to CNN? Just does it? Which
Dude,
I
you,
think both are true. I think both are true, by the way. That would
dude, you
mean
almost killed me.
Domino's is Fox News, and that Pizza Hut is like Vice or the New York Times.
I was throwing some vapor
Holy
from the vaporizer
shit.
when you say that. I had to laugh. I almost died. You almost killed me with that joke.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
CNN
I
of
gotta
pizza.
answer this. CNN, have you ever the panel said pizza for Sabros? They have some of the best pizza in my local most ever, but unfortunately shut the years ago. No, okay. Sabros is a good gateway pizza for the mall. And especially if you're not in a town that's known for the pizza. If it's your first pizza, you'll probably think it's spectacular. And that's fine. Is it better than Little Caesars? Man.
That's not a
Pizza
very high
Hut
bar.
and Domino's? Yes. But is it better than a lot of the local joints in Chicago, New York City, Milwaukee, Connecticut, St. Louis? No. But I'm glad that was your gateway because I know many men who have had far worse gateways. No, because people actually buy. Now, here's the thing. Yes, people do buy it because the price is right. It's like they're the Taco Bell of pizza. The price is right.
Hey man, I have to admit though, them little bowl thingies they're doing right now with all the toppings stuffed on the inside, like those things are fire, dude. They really are. Like you dip them in the sauce.
Good.
Yeah.
You want to know why it's
sauce.
actually good? Probably. I'll tell you why it's probably actually good. Because the $5 ready to go pizza sits there all day.
That's true.
Whereas the stuff that they actually have to make like that, they have to make fresh and on the spot.
Yeah. They're really good too. They are really fucking
Dude,
good.
So if you ever go to Little Caesars, get anything off the menu that's not the ready to go pizza because that's the shit that they actually have to make there fresh. Yeah, they're gonna always, and this is always, they're gonna always try to resist it because they like it's look what's here ready to go. It's less work for them. No,
that's the whole marketing.
You get paid to work there. Make my shit, bitch.
There you go.
So
their breadsticks are fire too.
No, breadsticks are good.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question. For you guys, how good is Domino's there?
It's pretty good.
It used to be better though.
Yeah, I really like their seasons and stuff.
My best friend came to Ecuador the last couple of weeks, and we have been talking about food. And some places that he complains about are things like Domino's and shit like that, right? But here in Ecuador, Domino's is heavenly. It's really
Yeah.
good.
That's good. And you know what? That's another thing too. I've learned things
Different
in our
countries.
countries are sometimes a bit better, and in some countries even worse.
Yeah.
So that happens too.
I would argue that it's probably for the chains, at least for me personally, for the chains, I would argue it's kind of a toss up between Papa John's and Domino's as to which one's my favorite.
I would
Out of
say
the chains.
Rosati's smokes them. If we want to talk
Yeah,
chains,
but that's not a chain
Rosati's-
that's like everywhere in the country. I've never even heard
True.
of that.
Oh, okay. Rosati's is big in the Midwest as far as
Yeah.
chains go. Rosati's is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of the states within the surrounding area.
Because then I would argue Casey's Pizzas, if we're talking like small local regional chains and shit. Casey's gas station pizzas are the fucking shit, dude.
Casey's gas station pizza on its own merits is probably like a 2 or 3 out of 10. But let's just say compared to every other gas station pizza, it's like a
Right.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
No, Deeple, I got some fun insider shit to tell you about Papa John's. So
Ooh.
way back in the day, I used to work at a local pizzeria, which to be fair, I worked at hundreds of them. But there's this one specific one where I worked with this head cook, and he was that company was the definition of gangster shit. Why? Because the boss of the company, his name was Ignacio. You can't get any more gangster than that. I'm not gonna say his last name because I can't dox him. But Ignacio, he was as Italian as it gets. I met his 3 sons who were all under 10 at the time. They were all as Italian as it gets too. Ignacio was also an I can't remember if he was a Navy or Marine. So after he was being a veteran, he moved to the pizza industry. And he hired this guy named Antonio. Antonio would make these stadium pizzas, these 60 slice rectangle shaped pizzas, like it was nothing. It was like an art form, it was like a sport. I remember Antonio would take a shot of Jack Daniels before every shift and then start getting to work on pizzas from
Good man.
beginning to end. And he did not skip a damn beat, even after having that shot of alcohol. And now, there are some times he needed old Nick to go pick him up a handle to refill, and he gave me extra money on the side for picking up that handle of Jack Daniels. Antonio became the head cook, and then Antonio let me in on a trade secret because I learned he was previously the head cook at Papa John's. And he's like, "Oh, I got he's like Mikio now. Well, that's what he calls his employees, Mikios. And he's like, Mikio, when I was a head cook at Papa John's, your standard pepperoni, they load that shit on. I was like, oh, well, that's standard. And he's like, yeah, that's standard for you. He's like, but for us at Papa John's, your standard pepperoni, Papa John's puts on half the amount for their standard pepperoni.
Rude.
You want to know why the price is lower?
Because they use less toppings.
Because they fucking stiff you at that. Now, as far as the quality, if we're going to go down that road, I'm not wild about it, but I love their sauces. Their sauces are really
Oh
damn
yeah,
good.
that butter sauce with the pepperoncinis.
Oh,
You take
man.
the pepperoni, right? You bite the tip of the pepperoni off, and you pour the butter sauce down it, and you just eat the whole thing. It's so good.
Guys, those they have in the United States those small chilies, those pickled chilies.
Mm-hmm.
Do they serve that too with the pizza?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
No. Here with the pizza, we get this pickled jalapeno, I think it is. That is absolutely great because it's just salty and acidic, and it's just the whole jalapeno. And I just eat it by the bite. It's goddamn.
That's
so
just.
good.
I just got done with dinner, and now my mouth's watering all over again.
Dude,
This is ridiculous.
pizza's one of the things where it will always do
pepperoncinis.
that.
Okay, yeah, you have them.
Yeah, we get pepperoncinis. Ours are pepperoncinis.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
That's what I was
So
talking about. That's
good.
the thing. You bite the tip of it off, and you pour the butter down the center, and eat the whole thing.
You do
You
that?
gotta. You gotta try it, dude. I'm telling you what, you gotta try it. It's
Ooh.
the shit. It's the shit.
Okay.
It'll all
so-
squirt in your mouth, and yeah.
I got a few comments I want to acknowledge. Deeple 101 on YouTube and Rumble. First, Deeple YouTube. Next time I go to Chicago, I need to meet up for pizza. you let me know, man. I will gladly make the time. Nank says on Rumble, I finally got around to getting the missing issues of Duke to finish that run tonight. I am late and Gary for picking up comics. Dude, that Duke miniseries was fucking awesome. And I reread it recently, and it's still fucking awesome. And then it's Courtney said, I just got tickets to see DRI, going to see Agnostic Front with Murphy's Law on Wednesday. Off topic. I know, I'm sure they like pizza, but they get good pizza in New York. I hear that they do too. Now, I talked to a New York band called Internal Bleeding about a little over half a decade ago, and they tell me they like Chicago pizza better than New York pizza. They're full-on New Yorkers, Internal Bleeding. So that should tell you someone the New York boys, homegrown and bred, love Chicago better. I still do want to go to New York City and try it someday. And one day I will. Yeah, Courtney, I think that the next thing I'm gonna go as far as shows, I will be head up north to Milwaukee for Milwaukee Metal Fest. That's gonna be the thing that I go to. So you should come out to Milwaukee sometime. Be good to hang out with you, Courtney. Man, okay, what else? I think we're like TMNT and T-Tats. Yeah, we are like TMNT and T-Tats.
Yes,
You damn right, man. Now, okay, I'm gonna do some clarification here. I
Here he
love.
goes on this tangent.
I'm gonna do this again. I've done this before. I did it again, and I did it again, and I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna keep doing it again. Deep dish pizza is good, but it is not. And I had to emphasize the way Hillary Clinton emphasized not having sexual relations with that woman. It is not deep dish pizza. A lot of people who live in Chicago or outside Chicago either hate deep dish, which I disagree with them on, or B, they'll tell you it's good, but it's a tourist attraction, if not a special occasion. I'm on the side of I love it, but it's a special occasion. It's something I have once every 4 to 6 months. What is Chicago pizza? Emphasis on the words Chicago pizza is the Chicago Tavern. Anyone who lives in the state of IL or in the city of Chirac will tell you Chicago pizza is the tavern. Everyone outside of our state and city, particularly the state, kind of gets the concepts mixed up. It's kind of like, I'm going to throw in a baseball reference. The White Sox are the actual team fans watch. The Cubs fans go there just to party and say, look at me, I'm at a Cubs game. They don't actually watch the game. They're there for the spectacle because it's the socially acceptable mainstream thing to like. Most Cubs fans don't even watch the game. Sure, they have a bigger audience, much bigger crowd, but more than half of them ain't watching the game. The Sox probably draw like a 30% of that crowd, but that 30%, they're fucking watching that shit. They're watching that shit. So there's your baseball reference thrown in, all that shit.
Deep
but
dish
please,
is like lasagna.
I would love to have deep dish with Deeple Silk. That's it. I would love to.
Yeah,
I
deep
would
dish
love.
is like
Once again,
like
I'm a
lasagna.
fan. I think deep dish is outstanding, and I have gotten shit from my Chirac friends about it. They call it blasphemy and how dare you, damn you, fuck you, whatever. I'm like, I love it. I just won't have it all the
How
time,
dare you?
but I dig it. Oh, Deeple knows. Cub fans are bandwagon fans. Shy Sox are fucking legends. That is the facts of life, my friend. And yes, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule with the Cub fans, and I respect those few Cub fans, but that's the problem. They are the exception, not the expectation. They are expendable. We should send to you. You guys are crazy. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. Just like how, I liked talking DJ. I did. I'll say it. I liked talking DJ back in the day, but I really liked his catchphrases. I was a big fan of his catchphrases back in the day. And maybe that had something to do with coming from the era of that time. So maybe that was just kind of like the voice I got, I guess you could say, accustomed to. So maybe I'm a bit more accepting towards it, but I was a fan. And still to this day, I would be all in on it. So yes, People's Pizza is great. And when I go to Vegas next month, so if any of you are at the Vegas meetup, Steve Mitchum, If you're out there still, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll reach out to you on Twix. I found 2 pizzerias. I watched all 15 of Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports' Las Vegas pizza reviews. I watched all 15, and I saw the 4 places that he liked the most, and I narrowed it down to 2. And I talked to my buddy Zax. I don't know if you know who Zax is. He has a channel, and I was like, okay, this is what I need to. This is what I need to eat. So I talked to Zax. I'm like, Zax, these are the 2 places we got to go, and it sounds like he's on board. So I will let you know. I'm looking at either Wednesday night, if not Friday afternoon. If not late Thursday night or Friday, maybe early evening. You let me know. We'll talk about it. But all I know is I found 2 places. And if you've had them before, great. If you haven't, well then shit, dude. We're going in like a virgin. Going in like a virgin, man. And Deer's for $5. He says, the fat electrician has a video on Little Caesars. He has great content. Check it out. Now I go to bed. So long, nerds, he says. Well, Deers, I will check out the fat electrician. Thank you for letting me know. I'm always curious to hear some pizza takes. So thank you for that, and have a good night and weekend, sir. You guys are really generous tonight with your super chat. So thank you guys for that shite. Oh, dude, no, Zach's is my dude, and we're finally gonna meet in person, which is gonna be cool. I can't wait, and I get to meet Steve Mitchum too, bro. What a freaking honor! Oh, Courtney, speaking of museums, there's a Metal Blade Records museum in Vegas. Me and Abigor, if you know who Abigor is in the chat, me, Abigor, and his girlfriend, we are going Wednesday afternoon at noon. If you want to come up to Vegas, hang out with us, go to the museum, you're welcome. It's actually only like $20 to get in. You're welcome to join. Just saying. Would love to have you. Thursday afternoon. Love to have you. Just letting you know. Well, we went to quite the situation. The youth rating, into Invincible, into the Superman trope, into pizza. I feel like I skipped something in between those.
That Marvel thing we went over.
Jonathan Hickman.
John Hickman. Yeah. Then we got to pizza.
Then we got to pizza. Hot damn. I freaking love it here. What's the date? I'll get that for you right now. We are going. Abigor, his lady, and I were going Thursday, April 17th at noon. We just got our tickets for the place. It's a private address. Apparently, you get sent the address like a day or 2 before you get to go. And it's open from like noon to 3 or noon to 4. So it's got really unique hours, only a few days a week. You if you want to just message me, we can talk about it. Hey, my guy Mohammed says, hail, really amazing Spider-Man issue 23, fun and interesting issue. My man, dude, my man. I love to see that. Love that shit, dude. Good to see you, Mohammed. Thanks for being here. By the way, guys, we will have a member stream tomorrow evening. I'm thinking probably around like 6 o'clock. We'll go for like hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if the time allows it.
Wait. Are you going to stream with your member?
Oh, yeah.
That's a skill I didn't know you have. Impressive.
Hey, members' voices matter too.
Indeed.
It's just like, fuck, how do I respond to that? All right, whatever.
Yep.
I'll just give a quick one-worded response because that shit, he just put me on the spot with that response. I'm glad it worked, Pablo. I'm proud that what I did elicited
stunned
that
into
response.
sickening silence.
I know, right? Hey, so you know you got a successful reaction. Oh my goodness. I Vegas is gonna be fun. It's gonna be probably the last time I do it for some time unless I break the bank. I'm looking at WWE World. I might do that because it's like a convention and a lot of the wrestlers are gonna be some are gonna be there a day or 2 only. Fortunately, I will be gone from Vegas when Mike Tyson and Undertaker are there. But for those of you who are fans, they will be there Saturday and or Sunday. So look into it. But man, I wish I could have a conversation one day with Mike Tyson. Like, hey Mike, you want to go get some pizza? It'll be really nice. I think it'd be really nice. You would agree it'd be really nice too, right? It's really good pizza, and Larry King and Don King are idiots, and I don't like those idiots. So, and I like saying anything that had the S in the sound. Do you remember get to watch some movies on Toxic Tuesday? Kind of like how it comes. Oh, that's what they do is a very specific thing. Comics and Culture, they reward their highest tier members and to do a watch party. This is just me hanging out with people who are channel members of my channel. So basically, if you are a member of my YouTube channel, you get to hang out on the panel should you want. And it'll be public. So if you just want to hang out in the chat, you can do that too. But this is for those who want to be on the panel and hang out. This is my way of giving my time to hang out with that. And obviously, you are a member deeply. You've been a member for at least a few months now. Take your Aspen if you're Thor. Take some Aspen if you're Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's fucking great.
You guys are killing me. Oh man, so damn good. Really quickly, comment. Did you see the trailer for Zaylin? What Kills Must Die?
Oh yes. Yeah, the Rippaverse one. Yeah. I watched it this afternoon on my stream. Yeah, it looks really dope. I really
saw the
like
still. Is there a trailer or something?
We'll go look at
there's a
it.
Trailer.
We'll go look at it.
It's
let's
really
get
good.
it up.
I like it a lot. Yeah, bring it up. Whip it out. Yeah, no,
We're the
I
type
really like
of
it.
show who believes in getting it up.
That's right. I love like cosmic stuff and like space odysseys and like I was complimenting the art because the art like that's one of the things with a space odyssey I always like harken back to like Kirby and stuff like that. It's like if you're gonna do a space odyssey, space can't be empty, right? Like there's got to be stuff going on in the background. It can't just be a bunch of little single white specks among a big black sky. You know what I mean? That doesn't work. That doesn't make a good space opera. That doesn't make a good space story. So yeah, this is great. Let's play this motherfucker. This is great.
Let's do it.
Let's
All
pop
right.
Pablo's cherry.
So this is a one-shot titled Zaylin, What Kills Must Die, written by Chuck Dixon, drawn by Joe Bennett. Now, for those, and I'm going to give some additional context. I obviously know about Joe Bennett for a long time. One big thing is here, he has laid out some of his biggest influences are Jack Kirby and Olivier Coipel. I've always noticed comparisons to Olivier Coipel, but I never really noticed the Kirby element, even though I've always appreciated his style. Now, with particularly cover B, I'm starting to see where the influence is a bit creeping in. But let's look at this trailer. I just want to give that detailed reference.
The universe is chaotic and consistent at the same time. From its outer reaches to its core, the law remains the same. With anything precious, there are those who would take it. Worldless, space-going scum who would sell a planet's lifeblood to the highest bidder. And damn the consequences. Their thievery ends here. As the universe has its own immutable laws, I have my own law. What kills must die.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So they say it's gonna be a one shot?
Yes. Now I want to get into something specific about this. Okay, so I'm gonna once again I'm gonna successfully get it up again. But this time, albeit for a very different reason here. Okay, I found it. So I gotta now embiggen it. Gotta make it bigger.
Gotta flap it around a little bit.
Hey, sometimes we all need a bit of a head start. Head start. All right, so here we go. So obviously, this cover right here is the retro cover where it describes like some ideas. Sometimes they put first appearances, and you got the strip on the top
Nick,
left
we can't
corner.
see anything.
Oh! Sorry, guys. I'm retarded. See, right here. Look at that cover.
I love
Now,
the
if you
classic
look at
cover.
the background of the knight, it kind of looks similar to some of the stuff we saw in like the Adam Warlock stuff.
Yep.
So, and I'm like, okay, so we got a bit more of like a traditional looking cover. I like that, and I like how you got the listed first appearance at the bottom, then most powerful force in the universe. I love it when books have those types of
Yeah, oh, yeah.
like advertisements. So
I love the
now
classic covers.
this feels like the most traditional cover, not just because of the words, but because of also even the cover is more traditional looking. Now I still think it was a digital drawing. However, I still respect them really emphasizing on something that looks like it would have not been out of place in an Adam Warlock type of comic. So I really did enjoy this cover. And then there was cover D, which I'm gonna make a very homoerotic joke, but this looks like this is the reach around cover with the wraparound.
It's the
This is
wraparound.
supposed to wrap around both sides, but I had to
Giggity.
throw in reach around because that's funny.
Giggity. It wraps around both sides. Giggity.
I love that Kirby created Adam Warlock to troll Steve Ditko. I would call it a rousing success, and I mean a rousing success. I'm headed to comic stream. Go forth in the name of Olympus. Hey, take care, Josh. Thanks for hanging out with us and
See you, Josh.
giving us your time. I do appreciate that, my dude. Yeah, I got
Good to
comics
see you, King's Portal.
hanging out, doing his gaming stream, and
Nice.
I'm glad people have a plate to hang out and do this. So we'll drop in to say what's up, Nick and Nerd. But we got
What's
the
up,
great
buddy?
Pablo here as well,
That's
as
right.
you should know. But thank you for dropping in, Kingsport Cal. I hope
See you, buddy.
you are well, sir. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this comic. It seems like this is going to be a very different side of Bennett, and obviously Chuck knows how to write masculine characters, and he knows how to write a character that sounds like he's gonna be very heroic. And considering that DC had the New Gods, Marvel has the Eternals, we get Zaylan and whatever characters we get introduced here. I'm curious to see how detailed and layered this particular corner of the verse is gonna be. I'm really curious to see how it's gonna play out. So also, since there's a smaller page count, the prices are a bit less. So obviously, cover D, the wraparound, I think it's like $20 now. Yeah, $20. So obviously, if you're doing the cover A or B, 25, cover D is 20, and the foil is 40. So then that's 80 pages of story. So I'm with that, man. I really respect that that game.
Oh, 80 pages, good.
Yeah, that's like, I guess you could say if you want to use modern page count of the big two.
Yeah.
Because, before I stopped reading Modern Marvel, the last book I was reading was Daredevil. The average Daredevil issue was 20 pages. So if you want to put that into perspective, that would be 4 issues exactly. So this is basically 3 to 4 issues right here wrapped up into one. You know what? I'm cool with the one shot because with a one shot, especially in a business where you're trying to keep continuity, a point of conscientiousness with, this says, okay, use this character, let him make his point of the story, and because it's only one issue, he gets to now go play around in other characters' stories. Now he's open field to be in these other stories without having to think, okay, well, this character's too busy doing this and this. So that is, to me, the bright side. And Keith Borkel, I'll let, before I let these gentlemen put in their thoughts, Keith Borkel, that hand glasses incognito. Consider it, well, the suicidal tendencies that I had an old one, and then I lost it because I didn't realize putting it in the laundromat would cause destruction of it.
Oh, shit.
So I lost it to the washing machine. You always want to do the wraparound and
I got 6 kids. I don't know anything about that.
And then Born Again is tight, by the way. You know what? It seems like opinions on the show are mixed, and I'll admit I am in the club where I do enjoy a show. I have my problems with it, but I do enjoy it. Now, to really add to this and complete the thought, we are doing, well, I am. Me and my buddy Mark did the C, so I guess we, because we're two dudes. We're doing a Wednesday night show at night talking about it while the show's running. So if you're open Wednesday nights, we will actually get into it on Wednesday night. So I know Paulie Latino Slam joined us 2 nights ago. We had a great discussion, really good discussion on episode 3. We'll be talking episode 4 this upcoming Wednesday night. I need to figure out who I want to have on as the 1 pound, but it's like me and Mark, and then whoever's like the one other guest we like to add on. So
Yeah, Sunker
Great.
and I have been watching it on Thursday nights. So doing our little watch along party on Rumble.
I have
Nice.
I have a couple of questions for you guys about the show. One, do you think they are doing the most stupid shit and they are going to get the Lady White Tiger version
I
out
don't
of
know.
the series?
I doubt
I have
it.
heard so many conflicting rumors that apparently like these episodes 2 and 3 were the episodes that were originally supposed to kick off the show. Then I've also heard another weird rumor. Now I don't know if this is a case of two things can be true, but I've also heard that these were the 2 episodes that are left over from what before they basically reshot this entire show.
Yeah.
I don't know what is or isn't true, so take
Okay,
everything I
no,
said
that's really
with a grain
interesting.
of salt. Hey, like we're totally getting a female white tag. If we do, that's gonna piss me off because we had a
It
great
happened at the
actor
comic.
who had a great performance with White Tiger, but I don't want to get too deep into it because Pablo, if you want to be a guest on Wednesday, we can have that with episode 4. But I will just quickly say they should have not done my boy Hector Ayala dirty. He had a great performance as White Tiger, regardless of how you feel about the writing. He really gave a shit
great.
about his
Yeah.
performance. And rest in peace to the actor who played him because he was not phoning it in. He genuinely was giving it his all with that shit. So
Did really good.
rest in peace, White Tiger. You deserved better, especially when we were loving you as, go figure, an original Latino character, and they fucking kill him. What the shit, Marvel? You give us a diverse character, and he's great, and you make him great, and then you kill the one who's actually great.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Oh, what the fuck?
I actually thought
I'm
that was
going to
bullshit.
shut up now before
But
I
it
turn this
was-
into a Daredevil Born Again show. I do want to really keep these things separate.
Yeah.
But Pablo,
Uh,
if you want to come on Wednesday night, my
oh, for
invitation.
sure.
Okay, you're in. You're a third man for Wednesday night for episode 4. There you go. See, you just saw it happen in real time. Anyways, yeah,
Wait, Wednesday?
Wednesday night.
We will talk.
Okay, we can talk.
Yep.
We can talk. So,
Giggity, very
anyways, Zaylan, What Kills Must Die. I'm looking forward to this. I actually just got in the mail today The Great War of Separation #1.
Nice.
I will record a video on it tomorrow. So I did read it. I'm probably going to read it again. I will say, if you're someone who's definitely invested in the universe, it is a important book. A very important book. I'm going to hold off on my thoughts on it, but is it very important? Oh, yeah. It is definitely one that if you're getting invested into the universal aspect of it, it's probably the book to carry. I'll definitely elaborate more once I actually do the full-on review, but you definitely want to have this book on hand because it's definitely going to be a guide to, everything makes sense now type of thing. And you got a solid artist in Jack Herbert. He's not anything too flashy, but he's just a good, solid, get the job done penciler. And you know, not everyone needs to be a super duper amazing. Sometimes you just gotta have a good, solid guy. And Jack Herbert is a good, solid guy. So I'll shut up on my rest of my thoughts because I got a lot more to say. But definitely something for people to look into. So, lots of toxic males too. So, wow, what a surprise for Nick endorsing the toxic men once again. It's what I do, baby. It's what I do. And yeah, seriously, back to the suicidal tendencies hat. That and the Macho Man glasses. Let's just say you can count on this being pretty much the main appearance going forward. I kind of just was wearing it just because it was fun, and I used to wear the hat all the time on stream. Now I got a new one again, and then everyone was like, some people were on the Conservation Thursday Night Throwdown, like, "Oh, dude, those glasses are great," and I'm like, when the market speaks, you respond, and this is me responding that okay, people are liking this look. I gotta go with it. And apparently, some people are saying it's making me slightly different. Maybe it's that whole idea of like when you hear about like the lucha libre Mexican luchador wrestlers, they say when they put on their mask, they feel like they become a different person. I can see where they're coming from a little bit. I put on this hat and these glasses together as one, and there is a bit of like an energy. I don't feel like I unleash the same way that I do as regular Nick Wise does. Also, I feel like there's something different. And it could just be in my head. That's truly just what I believe in my own crazy
Nick,
mind.
I believe you cracked the meta. Basically, you cracked the meta. You are, you are learning by instinct what women on Twitch have learned by pure sleuthery. Let's be honest. That sometimes when people like it, you do it more.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta lean in on the
Dude,
concept. You
if
gotta
Nick's
lean in on it.
if Nick starts licking his microphone, I'm fucking out. Okay, I'm fucking out. All right.
Oh, that's gonna take like $500 super chats to do. And no one in the right mind, which I don't blame you, chat, for doing. No one needs to give me $500.
Nick shows up next week with one of them fucking earlobe microphones.
Yeah, I'm gonna need an extra load of money. Even $100 will not sway me. It will not. I know that if you want to consider that as a challenge, sure, good. I don't care. I already know I'm
Right,
not gonna
people?
get $500. That's fine. I don't expect that. I'm just saying I'm not gonna be swayed by 100. I'm not even gonna be swayed by 200, 300. Hell, I'll quadruple, five duple down.
Well, at least
I won't do it at $499.99.
I will say, at least your goal is to lick the microphone. You
I don't
didn't
have
say
that as a
something
goal.
like
I'm
deep
just letting you
throating
know,
the microphone.
If you're gonna buy me, you better pay a steep price. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is at least you had a limit, right? Is licking the microphone. If you were on
That's
Twitch,
one of them.
you
I have a
most
few
likely
limits.
will be deep throwing it. You know?
I have a few other limits of things I will not do unless there's a steep amount of money. There are some things where I will not do no matter the amount of money. I have my limitations, and I say that as a shameless, unapologetic capitalist. I love money. I love making money.
Yeah.
I love helping family out with money. But there are still things I won't do given money's involved, even with a lot. There's things. Some things have more of a limits on them than others. And there's certain things where all the money in the world can't do that. There's some things. Not many, but some.
Yeah.
But anyways, bring it back to Zaylen, What Kills Must Die. I'm really liking what's going on here with the cosmic concept, and to me it feels like it's gonna be I guess you could say another important comic common where we're gonna definitely have an expansion of this whole universe on the space side of things.
It was a long time coming. When they were talking about some of the most mystic side with Bloodroot and everything, some of the questions were going to: is there a cosmic side? Is there at least some thing happening in space? Because you have talked about aliens and shit like that. We knew it was coming. We just didn't knew it was going this hard.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, that trailer was, I like it.
Yeah. It looks really good. And we knew they were going to go cosmic at some point because, like, with the Dakumon cards and, like, the whole story behind all of that kind of stuff, like, we knew there was going to be something happening in space eventually. I didn't realize we were going to get this quick, and I didn't realize we were going to get from Chuck Dixon, too. So, like, yeah. Like I said, I totally geeked out over that trailer earlier today too, because like I love the cosmic stuff. I love the way like Kirby does his art and he does space with all this color and everything else, and that's the vibes I was getting off the trailer and off of those covers. So I'm hoping the interiors are the same way, because otherwise I'm going to be really fucking disappointed. But like it's as of right now it looks great, and I've been wanting. I love the cosmic stories. I love all the witchcraft and stuff. And like those are my two. It's like fantasy and sci-fi. That's my bread and butter. You know what I mean? Those are my two favorites. And so you get that with this one too. Now you're getting the sci-fi aspect of things, because the dude, like initially I was getting like kind of Century vibes off the guy, and which I think kind of makes sense. But then I was like, oh, but he's an alien. Look at them pointy ears. I'm like, dope. We got an actual alien. So this should be fun. So we already know this officially confirms there are actual legit aliens in the Rippaverse universe. So yeah, I can't wait for the epic space battles on Earth. I can see it now. The Accepts versus the aliens. Like, what side will Yaira choose? Yeah, I can see that. That'd be great.
No.
She's giving them both the cold shoulder.
Oh, it's my guy. It's my guy Eric K in the chat. What's up? I'm gonna see Eric next month.
Hey,
Eric,
okay.
I've had pizza with Eric. I've had Mexican food with Eric. I've had $50 burgers with Eric, and after drinking booze out of watermelons with Eric K.
I have had Eric K's meat in my mouth,
I bet you have.
and it was delicious. It melted in my mouth.
I'm
quite
next
literally.
because it's gonna be fresher for me.
That
So
was hot and steamy out of his warmer. It was delicious. So, that really was the best fucking brisket I'd ever had in my life.
Oh,
I was like, dude, it was so. He was just like, come in here, and I was like, just a little spoon, and I was like, I was eating it in like tiny little pieces because I didn't want it to go away. It was so good. Holy shit, it was so fucking good.
that's amazing. I want
yeah.
that.
Oh,
I
it's
want
fucking
that so
delicious.
bad. Oh damn. All right, let's go back to that. I mean, a wraparound cover. I like the wraparound idea.
I do
That
too.
always gets me this way. I'll never pay fit. Well, when you're in Vegas, you make decisions. You
Yeah,
make decisions.
sometimes they're not good decisions, but you make them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes what memories you don't have, others get to have, and they get to live with those memories for the rest of their life. You gave memories to others that you won't have, but they will.
It's like winning.
Just saying, it is like winning. So, cover B. Hey, JT, I'm with you, bro. Dude. Once, like, at first, it was in this. I'm like, oh, hold up. I gotta look at this. I'm like, oh, there's old school Marvel Cosmic, and it's a throwback on that cover. Because you have the mandate now. You gotta have the throwback cover. But then you throw in the throwback mandate with the old school Marvel Cosmic look. Bro. Yeah, it makes me happy. Makes me really happy to see this one.
Yeah.
I was, and we'll go back. Let's go back to it again. I'm really liking that cover. I love that. Actually, fuck that shit. I love that cover. I'm
That cover
with
is
it, man.
fucking badass. I love these. I love that they're bringing the classic comic book cover back. I absolutely fucking love that. So, yeah.
No,
I don't need a poster on my cover. I need a comic book cover. You sell me a poster
Exactly.
for a reason. I want a comic book
Exactly.
cover. Damn it.
Well, there needs to be good enough to go in a poster, but the text is part of the comic. And if you remember old school Superman, you will understand, because part of getting the comic was the small story that they told in the cover.
Okay, Eric K, I need to know what I need to do to be able to try your meat in Vegas. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. So, and I'm not joking, by the way. I need some answers, dude. I need some damn answers, because I
Give me the meat.
give it to me raw. Oh damn! Seriously. Like McDonald's, I am loving. Speaking of something I actually am loving from McDonald's of all places, their spicy McChicken biscuit sandwich for breakfast is the chef's kiss. It's like $2.50.
Never had the spicy chicken on the breakfast biscuit, but that does sound really good.
Oh, it's good.
Dude,
I love the spicy chicken sandwiches. We had
It's
that for
good.
dinner
Yeah,
last
them-
night, actually.
McDonald's. Okay, for a long time,
Oh.
McDonald's here in my country was this really fancy brand of burgers. You
Yeah.
will normally go to the cheap ones that you get in the street. Some of the mom and pop shops that are on the street are absolutely amazing, by the way, so no regrets there. But if you wanted something more quality, you went to McDonald's. Uh, uh, my mom the other day wanted to eat a burger, so I went with her to McDonald's. She ordered the basic burger. It was like half the size of the palm of my hand. The
Oh,
stupid it was
damn.
as small as fuck. I
The
was like,
fuck?
I can get you something made out of dog, but it's like 10 times this.
It's 10 times the size.
And trust me, that dog is delicious.
Kokogi.
Oh man.
Oh no, yeah, no, dude, fuck, yeah, we literally just had McDonald's last night, and yeah, no, it's so funny that you're talking about like McDonald's is like top tier stuff. We're like that's the bottom of the fucking barrel around here, dude. Like,
Well, no, you're right. In most instances, they still are. They are.
yeah,
But every now and then they put out something exceptional, or
Oh.
I get really good cooks that tend to like Nick. You decide, Chad. You interpret that however way you want to.
dude,
But-
there was one place I went to one time. Like, I guess they put the cook put extra seasoning or something on the burgers, like that salt and pepper mix that they've got. Dude, we literally like ate those things, turned right back around, got back in line, and got like 4 fucking more, dude. They were so fucking good.
Dude, when I tried the spicy McChicken biscuit sandwich, I just got as a way of saying, you know what, I'm gonna change up because anytime I go to McDonald's, I go like once a month. I'll get the I'll just get the hotcakes and sausage because if I go for the breakfast. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change up. I'm gonna do something different for this one time only. So I got that sandwich, the spicy McChicken biscuit, and I ate it as I was pulling my way out of the drive-thru. I'm like, oh, I gotta turn around and get another 2. So I turned back around and got another 2 more. And well, I ate them. What a shock! I ate them.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I
that's
straight up my
fucking
freaking end down monthly. I went back, and this thing, I went with my kids. I'm like, hey, let's go get McDonald's for breakfast. And I'm like, hey, well, I want to have a bite of Dad sandwich. And they're like, this is really good, Dad. I'm like, yeah. My kids love spicy, which to me is like
Nice.
they used to use that as a crutch to get them to not eat it, but now they like the same things I eat. I'm like, shit, you were supposed to hate what I like.
Yep, you
Not
screwed
love
now.
it. I think
You
the funniest
created
argument
your
I had,
own
so
worst
not
enemy.
argument. I had a funny conversation with my oldest sister. She's like, no, actually, it was my youngest. She's like, Dad, can I have a glass of milk? I'm like, yeah, but we gotta go soon. If you're gonna spend the night at your grandpa's place, we gotta get going because traffic's gonna be bad. He's like, yeah, but the milk there is awful. I was like, okay. What makes it awful? He's like, it's that weird dairy-free stuff. I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay. I'll pour you a glass right now.
Do you want some
I'm leaving.
cheese? Anything else?
Oh,
So I poured her a nice tall glass. I'm like, here's your actual whole milk. And she was very happy, a lot more enthusiastic getting cars.
some ice cream. So, if dude, dairy free. I have been going dairy free for a while now. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Oh,
It
so
just
sorry,
ends
Pablo.
up that cows make something really, really tasty.
I love you guys are go crazy, Chad. I love it. Nixon on the car, like, where's my toy? Yeah, that's happened before.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's actually me. Nick can make a mean bowl so old. Yeah, that's also facts of life too. And then Jeremy here has a great comment here. Said, wait a minute, that's big black energy, dude. You gotta understand. When I went to Lincoln Tech in Melrose Park, I had some of the homies saying that I ate more fried chicken than they did. I'm just kidding.
I fucking love fried chicken.
They did. They said that I ate more
Oh.
fried chicken than a lot of them did. It was just a natural thing, and I was the minority in that school because it was right near. It was in this town called Mills Park, and in Mills Park, it's right outside of Chicago. It's not near the north side, not near the south side, but a little bit closer to the north side. Probably quite a bit closer. But man, some South Siders definitely love to come to Knowles Park. And obviously, I did see a lot of gangbangers. I did see a knife pulling out. I did hear about the guys getting into fights with girls. Yeah, I know. It's really intense. But I got with a lot of the brothers there. I never had a single problem with a single one. Um, and one of them was just like, "Hey, you want to go out for some chicken?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I want to go out for chicken."
Nick, this is a shirt you need.
So I wasn't gonna say no. I love, dude. One of my buddies actually from the metal scene, who is a black man.
Yeah.
Him and I we went to a metal fest in Baltimore, and we went to like a flea market equivalent for food, and we saw there was watermelon, and the first thing we did was we bought the shit out of watermelon on the way to the festival. I don't know if he's in the chat listening. Sometimes he listens to my streams.
Oh, that
If
is
you're out
great.
there, I'm not gonna put your name out there, but if you're listening, man, you can out yourself in the chat. But I have been very fortunate when it comes to good foods from the homies. I've been very fortunate. So I'm Ethan Hawke in Training Day, but without the bad relationship with Denzel Washington. I actually have the good relationship with Denzel Washington. So Eric K. For $5 says Nick, for all you have to do is close your eyes and open your mouth, and I'll slide some into your mouth. All right, I now know what I got to do. I'll see you in Vegas next month. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. Think I've been invited to one or two. I'll admit it. I have. So I love fried chicken. We could listen to what's, dude. Yeah, dude. Meet the crew. Dude. We'll put on the
There you
Creep
go.
2000 front to back, bro. Front to back. It's gonna be diabolically huge. Oh, well, gents. As I always like to say, you always keep the show going and ending when the energy is running high, and you always leave the people wanting more, and the audience didn't die. I'm a very strong believer in that, and sadly, because of that, it means Common Nerd's not here as long as we like to have him, but I think he can understand where I'm coming from with the concept. I think he's an outstanding man like that. You gotta let me know where you're at, man. We gotta make that shit happen. We gotta make that shit happen, Jeremy. Would be honored. But anyways,
Now I want fucking fried chicken. Fuck.
I do too. I'm gonna set up an alarm to make sure I get up extra early so I get another McDonald's chicken sandwich because conversation. So we somehow had a really good blend of comics and food conversation tonight. Anyways, chat, thank you for being here. Whether it was on YouTube, Rumble, small percentage of your time, half of your time, most of your time, all the time on the stream. I thank all of you. What's up, Viking Nav on Rumble? I thank you all for your engagements, and I just want to give my thanks to Eric K, Tornadoes with his 2 super chats, Dearest with his super chat as well. Thank you guys for that. I greatly appreciate that. And for all of you hanging out in chat, I love the input and the engagement. It seems like no matter what topic we hit tonight, we covered a lot of them. Y'all were really engaged, considering there was no real topic. Y'all were just, you were in. And that's what I love to see. Engaged. Right? Straight up. So I appreciate the hell out of that. We had a nice big crowd, too, hitting here on the 20 mark a lot, too, throughout the show. It's always a good sign. I'm going to get my plugs out of the way first. Toxic Tuesday next week, talking the Transporter. Wednesday night, the very next night, episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again. Of course, Clobby's Comic Shop Friday night. Also be on the Shagsworth's midweek hump right after my Daredevil show. So I'll be guesting there. What else? Sorry. Monday morning. Huge, hugely important. I will be releasing my 16-minute video on 5 Daredevil comics to read before/after watching Daredevil Born Again. So it doesn't matter what side of the fence you are on with the show, whether you like it, don't like it, maybe we'll watch eventually, we'll watch it never. This video is for you. It will premiere 9 a.m. Central. Please right click this link, set your reminders on this video manually so that way if you're either up early in the morning, you get the notification to watch it right away, or when you wake up, if you're sleeping at that time, you'll see it right away because you'll actually get the notification. Because if there's one thing YouTube nowadays hates, they hate the shit out of long form videos because they've really doubled down on the shorts recently. So it would be greatly appreciated if you set up those reminders for that video Monday morning. So that video is coming up. It's done. It's ready. Watch it Monday morning. I'll have my video review up also on The Great War of Separation from Rippaverse Comics, courtesy of Chuck Dixon and Jack Herbert. That should be on the next few days as well. So you have 2 videos come out. So 2 videos and a whole lot of streaming from Nick. A lot on his channel and some on our people's channels. Those are my plugs to plug. I'm going to let these dudes plug their plugs on the way out. We'll start off with Pablo, who I thank for being here. And great discussion on Invincible. And, sir, what do you got coming on down the pipeline, whether it's from you or Midnight's Edge?
Hey, more videos coming. And also, I will tell this. I got my best friend into this making a show in Midnight's Edge because I also wanted to see what will really motivate him. He has been down on the weather after everything that happened, his boss and everything, and I wanted to see what will he do. 7 episodes, he was low energy, quite resistant to the idea, even though he has been talking about doing a podcast and everything, but he was quite resistant to the idea, still kind of negative about himself. He comes to Ecuador, he lets just a couple of things slip when he's talking with his daughter, and he mentions something about the show. Next day, he finally got the energy, and last show he showed a lot of energy. He was really on fire. The show flew really well, and then after the show we talk, and he says, I want to make the show so good that I can send the link to my daughter so she can hear it. And I'm like, no, you get it. No, you fucking get it. And trust me, last show was fucking fire. Guy finally got all that fire on his belly. And I'm so fucking happy about that.
No,
So,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
a
Finish
show
it.
on Minas H Español called La Tangente, where we talk about random shit. And I say random shit, we were talking about old school internet, including the use of Messenger and all that sweet, sweet era of stupid piracy with Ares. And yeah, Metallica can go fuck themselves. If you know, you know.
I don't know, but I agree with you by default. So
Respect. Yep.
yeah, respect for that. No, Pablo, that's funny you mentioned the comment about the kids. That's one of my reasons. Let's just say I calmed down my swearing in the last several months by, I don't know, 78% because I liked for the children to have this to watch down the line. They could see, yeah, their dad started off as a mouthy son of a bitch. But then I really clapped back on it by a lot because, well, if you hear your dad not doing it during the day, but then he unleashes like crazy on stream or on video, it could be a bit of a conflicting thing. So it's more of a rare form. I went from like well over 100 to now like about no more than 10 now. So a bit of a 90% something percent drop there. I feel like it's more effective though when I do it.
And I'm sure some of you in the chat were there during those days where it was happening, whether it was the videos or the streams. You all probably remember like it was yesterday. But that's definitely something I have been more conscious about. So when I hear stuff like Pablo saying that, then the gospel according to Mark with a C, not Mark D with a C, but Mark with a C from our corner of YouTube. He said he's always when he's making these videos, he's always thinking about his son, and that between what Pablo says and what Mark with a C said, that really made me think about this stuff. And then you turn on Daredevil and when the show's cussing. Well, yeah, but I don't put on Daredevil during the day. So I have the kids far and away from that. So yeah, that's a thing. So that's easy for me. Very easy. Even my kids point out, like, yeah, we go to friends' houses. Yeah, you don't not someone who just has drinks during the day like other parents do. They say they don't see their parents who are not as much. So they do see that they're noticing that their dad is very different from their parents. It doesn't mean I hate or don't go out with those parents.
Nick, can you tap your microphone or something? You sound a bit away.
Oh, fuck, it did it again.
Did it switch your mic?
It did.
It did that. It did that shit to my fucking camera earlier. It fucking switched my fucking camera randomly.
That's the reason why I disabled the microphone on everything unless I want to really use it, because Windows right now is stupid, and all these streaming services, including StreamYards and everything, they have been fucking garbage out of late. I don't know if they changed the API on YouTube or something, but
I just checked right now. Now I'm on the proper mic setting.
Yep, you are on the right
one.
You
sound fine.
It straight up changed my mic setting while I was speaking. That's insane.
Yeah.
But anyways, chat, you get the point. Lots coming out the pipeline my way, including videos and streams. And of course, I hope to see a lot of you in Vegas. RK, that means you and your meat, and Steve Mitchum too. Pablo has plugged his plugs as well. Pablo, thank you for being here, sir, and hanging out with us. I appreciate your time, energy, knowledge, enthusiasm. Love talking Invincible with you. I'm going to make sure I get caught up just for you. Just for you.
Nice.
So we can make our conversations run deep, okay?
Giggity.
Just for you, all right? You can hold me to it, by the way. Hold me to it.
It will be deep.
Giggity.
It will be deep and hard.
All right. Last but not least. Oh, yeah. Claude Parrish is here lurking. Pipeline. All right. To the last man here, the Common Nerd.
Yes.
Sir, plug your plug on the way out.
Yes, absolutely. Come subscribe to our new channel if you haven't already, The Common Nerds. I'm almost at 1,700 subscribers on that channel, trying to climb our way back to the 4K we had before YouTube nuked us the first time. Come join us over on Rumble. We're almost at 1,200. They've got a bunch of crazy stuff going on over there right now. Rumble's got a bunch of creators. They're going to start doing a bunch of exclusives all the time and everything else like that. They're really trying to take some big shots at YouTube while YouTube just continues to screw things up and jack with the algorithm. So I put out 3 videos a day. I live stream Monday through Friday. Right now it's at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We were doing the 11 a.m. show, but I've got the 2-month-old home with me during the day now, so it's easier for me to just do an evening show after Mama comes home, but we're still cutting videos, putting videos out 3 times a day, so go check those out, leave comments, all that kind of stuff. Tomorrow, we're probably going to do some video gaming, Cyberpunk 2077, back into that, finish up probably the Phantom Liberty DLC, or get somewhere close to that. Sunday, 2 p.m. Bible study. 7 p.m. on Sundays is When Who Was Good, Mr. Grant Gregory and our dear sweet Sunker Maiden. There's a very horrifying video of her making out with a lizard that Grant created from AI. We will show that off and torture her with it for donations, because I got diapers to pay for, boys and girls. And then, like I said, Monday through Friday, the 4 p.m. show. Wednesday night, I've got the midweek hump over there with 32 Flavors. Nick will be there, and Shags over on Shagsworth's channel. And then Thursday night, Sunker and I do a live stream watch and review where we review Daredevil Born Again. So if you, for whatever reason, you don't want to watch it, or if you don't want to whatever, come hang out with us on Rumble. It's an actual watch party, because we can do those kind of things over there on Rumble. And we've been reviewing it. We've been really enjoying it. So I'm actually kind of really surprised. Like, if this is supposedly like the weaker half of the season and it's only supposed to get better from here, I'm really excited to see how this show turns out. So yeah, so come join us for that, doing all that kind of stuff, and yeah. It's a fun time. I appreciate all of you guys. And like I said, come subscribe to the new channel. Come help me out because we're kind of stuck on growth right now. So come check it out if you haven't already. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for coming out. And sorry I was a little late, but man, I love hanging out with you guys. So it's always a blast.
I appreciate your time and energy, enthusiasm. And like most men, we're all having a little bit of growth issues lately too. So you're not alone.
Giggity.
So, and you know what? You got dad duties. Duties to fulfill.
And it's true, those things stink too.
Well, I'm glad you noticed that they smell. I'd be really mortified if he thought that they smelled good.
Yeah, right. That'd be a bad thing. That'd be a bad sign.
There is positives, I'll let to it. But chat once again, thank you for being here. If you want to go hang out, I think Stone Loki's got a show. Otherwise, you could go to the Rippaverse channel. I know they're still doing the Dirty Deeds closeout, whichever you want to do. Go hang out with someone. You could say Nick Weiser, right? Or not. You can just go hang out like, hey, I got enough shit to do. But I appreciate your time and energy and your enthusiasm. And I hope to have as much fried chicken with all of you in the chat someday, sometime between now and my death. This is the end of the show, okay? Goodbye. Good fight. Good night.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can smell it.